Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation2. Alright, we got first in the fourth competition, and of course, managed to claim both legendary, the 4,000 event keys, as well as that 1,000 event coin legendary as well. So the winning of this fourth competitions, we created a very huge gap, all thanks to the fact that we have that legendary train. That we could use it to do this special job that gave 100 EP. So imagine every time you'll be working on 3 or 4 jobs, and that gives you a total of 100 EP. I only have to work on one, and with a very small quantity of items to be delivered, and yet the return is so much higher. So that gives an unfair competitive advantage, but that is the way to winning. So it's important you can save enough of the event keys in order to exchange that legendary train. Then that gives you the competitive unfair advantage. So not forgetting the fact that we still need the innovation center boost of using the union dollars. Especially when we talk about batch trains, we only have the rare and common. I think that's something that you're going to really work out for, because claiming their event raw materials as well as doing those deliveries of using batch trains without the additional boost, it's going to take a long while. So make sure you do that boost for the small capacity, common, and the rare trains. All right, so that's what I always do in terms of using union dollars. I save it up, and then we fight it in battles that I think worth it. Normally I do it the first 3. Fortunately, in the second competition, we got third, so I've got no choice but to continue spending in this fourth competition itself. So moving forward to the fifth and sixth competition, I will not be spending any precious commodity, be it the union dollars, gems, or gold, or parts and whatnot, because all this spending would be better used for when the next long event comes upon us, probably in a couple of weeks' time. Because after every single long event, there'll be a couple of short events that you can play with, or you can take a good break. Otherwise, it's important that you take opportunity to save up so that you have sufficient ammunition to fight the next battle. So do remember this, first 3 competitions, as I always mention, they ought to be the easiest, but again, sometimes luck comes into play. We didn't manage to win the second one, so that's the reason why we are into this right now. So this legendary train is 4,000 event keys, Universal Studios. This is the one that basically my team have chosen. Are really fortunate. They've been hitting first all straight 4 competitions. We get extra 400 event keys. So I think that adds up as well in expediting my claim for the legendary train itself. So looking back to this competition, you can see the quantity of the items is getting, I would say, larger. The demands will get even higher once we cross that 100% event completion maps. Things of how we could actually go about basically fight against this evil monster of husking huge amounts of quantity. I think delay in event completion. So that would be the strategy if you could, because sometimes you're being forced by circumstances that you will need to complete certain jobs, and that push towards 100% completion. But if you could, you can just withhold that, and we could just delay that completion of 100% to a slightly later date. So back to this, I mean, generally, we'll be working on this for a little bit more of the rewards. So make sure you play that little game in order to get a small little reward advantage as well. Sometimes you give like 2 extra coins. I think why not, right? Especially you are missing that a couple of coins, that gives you a bit push, a small little push towards that 1,000 event coin legendary train. So the next question, I believe some people were asking that how to constantly get first. I mean, like I said, I couldn't get first at the second competition because of luck, because you can't fight against a pay to win, that's for sure. If you could start late, by all means, 12 hours late, you'll be hopefully avoiding the pay to win. Then from there, you're going to work on, like I mentioned earlier, save a good amount of union dollars, gold, gems and whatnot to fight in the competition. So splurge it on the first 3 competition because I thought that would be the easiest to win. The state of mind of players would be the fact that they're just starting into the event. They may not want to go all in terms of the commodities, or the precious commodities that they have. So they want to wait and see approach, whereby if they are losing a bit, get a bit anxious, then probably they start spending. And that normally comes in at the point of realization at the 4th competition itself. So thinking that aloud, that's emphasize that why I should be only spending the first 3 competition, right? So that's normally the strategy I apply. Warehouse management, I mentioned many times, you got to increase it using 5 building technique. You got to raise the population so you can increase the warehouse capacity once you hit the amount of population required. Then, of course, dispatcher management would be indeed when to dispatch your dispatchers out for jobs. Always collect your raw materials required before you send them out. So here are just some tips and whatnot. Then, of course, creating a huge gap like this is all thanks to that legendary train. This again, as usual, you're going to squeeze a bit of your brain juice out to get this done. Get a bit of rewards and whatnot. All right, so that comes towards the end of this competition, and we managed to get first. That extra event coins will go towards the legendary train, and the remaining will be going towards the coin exchange, and as well as those parts. So with that, that concludes this competition, and I think most of this part of this event as well. The next target, probably the epic train. Why? Because the 100 EP jobs sometimes require epic train, so that's the reason why I'm going to save up for the epic train likewise. In terms of how to, I think it will take a while of efforts because it's 2,500 keys. Hopefully the last part is really the competition, the self-contribution contribution rewards that going to give you a bit of edge. But again, when it comes to that stage, it's a bit too late. So by all means, exchange whatever you think, right? That's your own preference. But again, always my advice is 2 legendaries and epic train, right? The rest is just bonus. Then, of course, in terms of the raw materials, if you're running aerospace, you really have to use the existing warehouse to manage that extra bits of warehousing. So get the jobs done, manufacture the items. This is basically some of the basic tricks you got to learn and play along the way. So get experience in it, and you know what's the whole tricks about TrainStation2. The other thing I think you got to really do is every 4 hourly, make sure you hit on to every single station or region you have to collect the gold. So every 4 hourly, by now it's so much easier. It used to be going through every single region, but now you just click off that coin button, you can collect all the coins from every single region. That's the best upgrade ever had by Pixel Federation. All right, so with that, do remember to do these challenges as well. That gives a bit of extras as well. So that's the other thing, the union dollars, right? So you make sure you do your union jobs so you can get that extra boost of union dollars by winning in your team. Of course, you must have a good team, active one especially, so they can contribute towards the collation of the union dollars. The warehouse management is one. Factory event items and non-event items, these are the things that you really have to keep on building likewise. All right, so now the second legendary train I'm going to show you right now. This is the 1000 event coin legendary, the steamed movie star. So with that, that concludes the amount that we could use for trains. The rest, like I said, is to collect coins as well as extra parts. So winning competitions beyond this is really contributing towards parts only. So we have collected 4 extras, a bit of 4 sets of 100, all thanks to Universal Studios, the company that we've chosen. And of course, I fully upgraded, not actually fully, but 60 I think is good. Right, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you good luck in the 5th and 6th competition. Goodbye. Catch up again.